In an extremely unexpected fashion, Florida State just dominated LSU 45-24 to kick off the season in week one. None of us thought this was going to happen. I really thought this game was going to be really close. I'm going to go as far as to say this, and you could call me crazy for saying this. Florida State is good enough to play in the national championship and will reach the national championship in 2023 or 2024 by the time they play in January. That is the quality of a team that will be competing in January for a national title. First of all, to break down this game, we watched the first half, and that was some of the best football I've watched this whole weekend. I thought that we were on pace to have a similar game to the Colorado TCU one with a lot of back and forth, a lot of high scoring. And man, the second half, Florida State came out swinging. They came after Jaden Daniels, and we really started to see that attrition that defensive line is capable of causing against opposing offensive lines. That was against one of the best offensive lines in the country that they just did that. Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, all of those guys ate up LSU's offensive line at the beginning, the end of the first half and then the entire second half. That's a big reason why they won this football game. But most importantly, the athletes, the superstars, the transfer portal players that they brought in is going to set them up to win important games down the stretch. I'm going to first of all say this and put this on the table. They're beating Clemson. We haven't even seen Clemson play yet. They're going to beat Clemson. They have the receivers to win in important situations and pick up long third downs. They have the running backs to grind it out. They've got a quarterback who can be an extension of the running game. And Jaheim Bell is just a weapon. I believe he ended up finishing with multiple touchdowns off the top of my head. His performance in this game was really unexpected because the second half was where most of his performance came. But regardless, all of those players on Florida State are elite. They're coming together to create an elite football team. And one thing that I've talked about on multiple shows is that Deion Sanders and Colorado have reshaped the model for creating teams to compete for national championships and just the model for rebuilding rosters. Colorado's not going to be a playoff team. They're lucky to be a 6 or a 7 win team by the end of the season, but they're still in a much better spot than they were last year as one of the worst P5 teams in all of college football. But the bigger storyline here needs to be what Florida State did to build their roster, going and getting all of the best players from all over the country to build one of the most dominant teams in college football. I'm going to repeat what I said earlier at the beginning of this, and you can disagree with me all you want. Florida State is going to reach the national championship. That is one of the best teams in the country. We might not have been given an opportunity to see all of these other top programs. We're going to get to see tests for Texas and Alabama, and eventually we'll get that for Georgia or Michigan. But I have not seen a team dominate like that against a really good opponent. LSU is not a slouch, and they're probably going to finish with a strong record. To do that against an SEC team is going to set them up for national championship capabilities. Drop a comment. Let me know where I'm wrong. You think I'm being crazy? Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. We'll be back. Make sure you check out Bet Online for all of your sports betting needs. For anything that I do betting related, I go on over to betonline.ag and I use promo code BELIEVE50. BetOnline has all of the latest updated odds for the NFL and college football seasons. Anything you need, whether it's futures, live in-game betting, no matter what, your football betting needs are met at BetOnline. And again, make sure you use that promo code BELIEVE50, BLEAV50 to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.